What is good, JayMike Unisport here today to talk some more tech, because I'm gonna take a look at one of the things that went kinda unnoticed over the summer, more specifically the brand new mixed FG AG sole plates on the new ADIDAS boots. So I brought the ACE and I brought the X, and we're gonna take a closer look at why ADIDAS made a mixed sole plate and obviously how the two boots differ. So if you're playing on both surfaces and you only want one pair of boots in your bag, now's the time to sit back and stay right here with me. So with the fall and winter season fast approaching, a lot of people are moving over to playing on artificial pitches because of the need of having a consistent playing surface despite the weather conditions. Or you can just play on an artificial pitch all the year round. Anyway, traditionally, when you want to play on an artificial pitch, you need at least two pairs of boots. One pair, obviously, for when you play on firm ground, natural pitches, and then a pair for AG, simply because firm ground boots aren't built to play on AG. Because as the name suggests, on an artificial pitch, it's made from artificial materials that compresses when you run on it, and it becomes really hard, and thus adds a lot of abrasion and friction on the sole plate of your boots. And FG boots simply aren't built to withstand that abrasion, which in turn means that if you play with an FG boot on AG pitches, you lose your warranty. And also, FG boots are made to give you a certain type of grip. But if you want the right amount of grip on AG, you need a sole plate that's actually engineered with that surface in mind. So ADIDAS simply sat down and said, hey, can we combine the needs of an FG and AG boot into one? And they could. Enter the ACE and the X. So the X here is one out of three boots with the brand new FG AG sole plate. But actually looking at it, it reminded me of the F50 from the There Will Be Haters campaign, with mostly bladed studs under the forefoot, and obviously this second traction stud configuration that really ensures that you're always in touch with the ground from the moment you plant your foot till the moment you push off, simply to optimize your energy output. But normally I'd say that bladed studs work better with FG pitches, simply because you get a really aggressive amount of grip that tends to feel a bit sticky when you use it on AG surfaces. At least that's my experience. And it's actually the same for the X, because ADIDAS really tried to optimize it for these little aggressive bursts of speed, whether you change direction or make small sprints to go past your opponent. And the X feels really good in this compartment, very responsive. But actually, because the boot had to be usable on AG, ADIDAS rounded off the edges a bit to make it feel less sticky when you play on AG surfaces. And it does indeed work really well, both obviously on FG but also on newer generations of AG. If you do play on older gens of AG, however, the length of the studs on the X means that you might be better off with another boot. And that boot is the ACE. That's also, of course, FG AG. And it's made with these 46 conical studs that are slightly smaller than the ones we find on the X. But the shape and the length of the studs also means that you get a really good maneuverability both on FG and AG pitches. And especially on the latter, this smooth turning that the conical studs provide is not only more comfortable, but it also adds less pressure on your joints and your knees, so less risk of injuries, which is pretty good. Also, the little support studs here were actually meant to give you more grip on the ball, and while that's, should we say, debatable, they actually give you a pretty good amount of pressure distribution, where you actually relieve some of the pressure from the bigger studs and distribute it all over the boot to give you a bit less risk of actually getting the sticky sensation and twisting your joints and your knees. And on top of all this, the little studs actually offer you a pretty good amount of traction both on FG and AG, where you really feel that no matter what, you're always in contact with the ground, so you have some sort of grip no matter what. And with the fact in mind that it's also made more durable, it really feels like the ACE is born with AG in mind. It's actually so good that I really can't decide what works best, the ACE on FG or the ACE on AG. So while it might seem like that the ACE is closer to a classic traditional AG boot compared to the X. Both of them actually do a really good job, both on FG and AG. And there's more to them than just ADI taking an FG sole, making it more durable and just calling it AG compatible, because especially the X also has actually its existence justified on AG pitches. With that said, I'd probably go with the X on FG and the ACE on AG, but if I could only choose one, I think I'd take the X because I really like the traction and it just looks super awesome. But what about you guys? Which boot would you take for FG and AG play? You should let me know in the comment section below, because this was all I have for you for today, but we're back later with more Unisport Web TV. Signing off, cheerio.